Have you ever heard of Hugelkultur or Lasagna Gardening? Well, I will tell you, I love these different techniques and I will want to share more about what each of those are. Hi, I'm Lauren Kane. I'm the founder of Dirt, where we make organic fertilizers, and I have dove deep into all different techniques that people use to grow, whether historically or on more modern science. And then that's what led me to create the products I did. So lasagna gardening is something that we use in our front garden beds all the time to help knock down weeds. And so a lot of times it's just strictly cardboard put down over the top of the soil, and then maybe some mulch layered on top, as well as some more garden soil layered in between the different layers, which makes it the lasagna, right? You've got different layers of different things. So especially my front garden beds, I've got soil underneath, and then I've got a layer of cardboard on top, and then I've got my mulch on top of that. The mulch helps keep the cardboard down and help keep it in place, where the cardboard helps prevent weeds, and it's going to break down over time. And so when you notice that your cardboard has mostly broken down into soil again, you're going to put another layer on top. And so you got cardboard again and then mulch on top of that. And over time, that's going to break down and replenish your soil over time. So it can work in a flower bed. It can also work in a vegetable garden. And it makes it really easy to knock down weeds over a couple seasons. And it really does last a couple of years. Now, Hugelkultur is another way of doing a more natural way of replenishing your soil and also preventing you from having to use a whole bunch of different soil. And so Hugelkultur, the idea there is that you have this raised bed garden where you're trying to fill it, and you could go and buy a whole bunch of bags of soil, or you can fill it full of compost. But what it's saying is you fill the bottom layer with sticks and logs or whatever you have around your yard, so you need less soil. And over time, those sticks at the bottom are going to break down and turn into more soil. And then you can lasagna garden on top of that, where you can help break down the top layer so that you get less weeds. And so these two techniques really work together. That the stick and using your compost and all that stuff, it really does help make your job easier. So starting with a good soil foundation in those raised beds is really important to help make your job easier over the time, because you can spend literally hours out there weeding or trying to work with your plants to help them grow, and getting that soil so that it's easy for the roots to grow and develop. And then also replenishing it over time is super important. So one of the things we do at Dirt is we make soil amendments. So our ancient soil and our blooming soil get people all confused because of the name soil in it, but they're soil amendments. So when you're doing something like starting your raised bed, you can fill it full of sticks and leaves and all sorts of different stuff with a layer of compost or topsoil or garden soil from the gardening centers onto the gardening top of that, so you can grow in it the first year. But if you add in our ancient soil and blooming soil, you get all the nutrients that you need in there and have a really helpful season as it continues to break down over time. So that's what our soil amendments are. They're only meant to be used up to 20% of the mix in a raised bed, so a little goes a long way, but it supplies all the necessary nutrients that your plants need to grow even in the first season, before the sticks and the leaves and everything break down over time. Now, if you want more tips on how to grow plants or how to have a successful vegetable garden, feel free to subscribe. I'll be talking more about those there. We also have a plant community that you can join and share your own personal stories and get own personal feedback. Reach out to us to figure out how you can join our community, and we'd love to have you. Comment below if you've got more burning questions, if you want me to do a video on a specific thing, or if you just want to share your experience. We want to hear from you. I'd love to hear more. So have fun gardening, and I'm going to help share tips that make your job easier.